returning. And those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is ASTRAEA, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So I hope everybody's had a good day. Please know that my readings are timeless, which means that whenever you get to this video, there's going to be messages in here for you. Okay, really important to know that. So, also make sure you guys like the video, tap the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed. All of your shares, your likes, your subscribes. I also have another platform called ASTRAEA Love, ASTRAEA LOVE. And on that platform, if you have a question, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will make your question a priority. Okay, on this platform, I do have a Cash App and a PayPal that are in the description box below. And you can do the same thing, send me a $20 donation, and I will answer your question. So just know that that is available for those of you that need your questions answered. I would literally make sure you guys have tapped the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed, all that stuff, so that you know when I go live, so that you're able to ask your question at the beginning of the reading, okay? All right. So we are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit. We're calling upon the divine realm. We're calling upon Archangel Sachiel and all of the archangels, our guardian angels, our spirit guides, and our ancestors. And we're asking that Jesus Christ and the other ascended masters put a protective shield around us, keeping us safe from any negative influence or impact that anybody would try, or anything would try to have on us or this reading. I pray for the highest light, the highest knowledge, and the highest wisdom and truth to be revealed to me and my collective, and I pray for my subscribers. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, Divine Realm. I love you, I love you, I love you. All honor, glory, worship, and praise goes to the Most High, my higher self, God, and I love God. I love, love God. Okay, so thank you, thank you, thank you, and amen. So by watching my readings, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. If I talk about anything in the realms of health, follow up with a doctor before applying any advice from me or any other reader to your life. If I talk about anything in the realms of legal, follow up with a lawyer, okay? Just be responsible with the energy. And no bullying me, no bullying anybody in the chat, no bullying anybody in the comments, and no using religious dogma or whatever rhetoric to judge anybody. It's not anybody's job, except for maybe like a real judge. But again, they don't just go around judging random people. It's not anybody's job to sit around and judge other people. That is one thing that you'll never see me waste my fucking time with. If I have to use my discernment on something, then I do. But I don't ever sit around and try to condemn people for their beliefs or anything like that. I leave the Most High up to doing whatever the Most High is going to do, whatever the higher power sees fit. Okay. I don't feel the need to religiously condemn anybody. And I feel like everybody should be allowed to have their own perspective, their own beliefs, and their own point of view. And that should be respected. And on this platform, it is. So again, if, yeah, just don't do that, because you'll get reported to YouTube for bullying, and then you'll get put in timeout, and you'll be reported to God as well. Okay. Yes, I'm a huge snitch to God. When evil things, that's part of my job as a psychic, is to see what's going on this planet. And oracle, by the way, my name is ASTRAEA Love, so that I can relay it to the universe so that things can be done about it. So I'm going to be talking about two books. The first book is called The Truth of God. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook. It's written by Michael STEADMAN. The link to this was in the description box below. But this book is a game changer. For me, I've always been psychic, but I will tell you guys that I felt most of my life trapped in the psychic realm, not able to break free of it. And I felt like I was having all these experiences that I couldn't control, like extraterrestrials and all this other crap that was going on that was terrifying to me because I didn't understand it. And then the religion that I was in, which was Catholicism, did not have any explanation for the things that I was experiencing, other than labeling everything the devil, which not everything, I'm sorry, but it's silly. They demonize everything. Not everything is the demonic and the devil. It's just not. Sometimes people are not actually possessed. They're just low vibrational. That's a truth. So anyways, my life before this, I wish that when I was a child, I could have grown up knowing that my higher self was God and that I had a divine connection. And this book gives you techniques, the God technique, for example, so that you can develop your own personal connection with God going within, and you raise out of the frequency of your ego into looking out through the eyes of your higher self, aka God, so that you can see things from a bigger perspective. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. So you can see them from a bigger perspective, and that's going to help you be able to understand whatever lesson is going on. It's going to help you see things through the lens of unconditional love, compassion, joy, and peace. And it's going to help you raise your vibration and take your consciousness from being ego consciousness to divine consciousness. It is a game changer. Like the people who want a fast track to spirituality, this is the cheat code. This is the universal cheat code, okay? And it's not really cheating the system. It's just finding out what everybody else has forgotten, that we are all God, everyone's higher self, and everyone's higher self is God. That's why oneness exists. It says, when we take this time for ourselves and connect, which is using the God technique, we show that part of us, God, that we are sincere in our pursuit of higher consciousness. And that's what the God technique does. Okay. This book will teach you how to meditate. It will teach you how to do the God technique, raising into the frequency of your higher self, looking out through the eyes of source. The second technique that it's just these techniques are like seriously the best techniques that have ever existed. They've saved my life and changed my life. That's why I talk about this. So the second technique is the joy versus anger technique, which gives you a yes and no answering system with God, your higher self, so you can be asking immediate questions and not having to wait for like a sign from the universe or whatever. That you can be, okay, do I go here? Do I go there? There's so many, like, my life before the joy versus anger technique, I was just allowing my gift to work as if any tragedy was going to happen, I would be warned. But like now I ask questions, and if I get that I am not supposed to go somewhere or be around someone or do something, I just don't do it, because I know too many times where I've been like, oh, and ignored that and like gone and done it, and it sucked so bad, like just bad experiences. And then now in my life, by using the joy versus anger technique, I can be asking questions of like, do I be with this person? Do I go here? Do I go there? Do I buy this? And I'm being divinely led. And so the only time that I run into like situations that I don't like is when I forget to ask questions. And it's only like some of the times that it doesn't work out. Some of the times, like, oh, I didn't ask a question, but it was in alignment with my highest and best good anyways. So our beliefs override any requests that we make of God, which is you. So if you're making a request to God that, and this is why it says, and I don't believe in the Bible like that, but I do like the book of Psalms. I favor that because it's about people that had a real relationship with God themselves and wrote about it. But like if you're holding on to beliefs that are counteractive to what you're asking for from God, the universe cannot do for you things that go against your own belief system. We create our reality with our thoughts and our beliefs. And so this next technique, which is the mind technique, you use the joy versus anger technique, developing that yes and no answering system, so that you can go through your belief systems and being like, oh, I'm believing this, or what's going on in the subconscious mind, which is creating the majority of everything. What am I believing? You know, if you can get a storyline down, that's great, because you can go through those beliefs and go, does this serve me? And that way you can be releasing beliefs and clearing the mental baggage out of the mind, so you don't keep creating the same experiences over and over again. Okay. And now I use those three techniques almost every single day. Okay. I use the God technique every single day. I use the joy versus anger technique every single day. I use the mind technique every single day, or anytime. It could be multiple times a day. Anytime anything pops up that doesn't feel good, I'm always being like, what was I believing? What was I thinking about prior to this? What's my frequency? Okay. Oh, have I reminded you that you are God having this experience, not an extension or a part of, you are God not existing in the fullness, but God no less. Okay. This teaches you about energy ball, controlling the mind, the space in between the word technique, a scale of 1 to 10, compatibility, focus on what brings you joy and gratitude, cleansing the emotions, creating your own reality. There are so many things in this book that's going to help you guys. This is why when people are like, how do you do what you do? How do you cross something over? How do you do this? This is how I do it. It's through the power of God, through having my own connection with God, being able to rise above the demons, to live in a state of existence above that. And it sounds like, oh, that sounds woo woo. No, it's really not. This is a book that anybody in grade school could pick up and read and understand. It also talks about cleansing out the temple, and it says, you, God, created a system that at birth, this new subconsciousness, human mind, would be very connected to your God self, but not connected to the new environment. The more that you acclimate to your surroundings, the more it becomes a dominant thought pattern or focus. The ability to be connected to God is still there, but if it's not fostered to be used, in some cases can fade away. There are some people that are NPCs, and the reason they're NPCs is because, like, just like how I was raised in religion, I never had a real authentic connection to my higher self, to God. Okay, even though I've been gifted and psychic and had abilities my whole life, I was missing this part. And so basically, when you, people that are cut off, that are NPCs, everybody has the ability to connect with God, their higher self. We all do. But do people, use that ability? No. If you don't know about it, what can you do? Like, I lived a good portion of my life in chaos and trauma because I didn't know the information in that book. So anyways, it's a cheat code to the universe. It's a cheat code to your spiritual journey. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. The second book I'm going to talk about is the book that I've written. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, and this book will help you learn how to read cards for yourself and for other people, if that's something that you want to do. So all you need is the original Rider-Waite deck, RYDERWAITE. Okay, you guys can find this very cheap on the internet. I would go ahead and get the one that's got the words on it, because that way when you're learning to read the whole deck, it just makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to read, I've created a tarot card spread for each of the major arcana cards, which are the major transitions. I'm going to read the Wheel of Fortune, some of the positions from this one. The Wheel of Fortune, number 10, answer is yes, zodiac sign is Sagittarius. The Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheel of Fortuna, is a wheel of fate inspired by the goddess Fortuna, who is a goddess of luck. The Wheel of Fortuna, the Wheel of Fortune, represents the ever-changing cycles of life, both good and bad. This card means that your luck is about to change for the better. This could be a period of growth or extreme change. This card reveals success after failure. All that you can do is go with the flow. This card can reveal to you a better future for yourself. So I want to read position 4 is the Devil's Luck. The card that you pull for this position will show you the influence behind your spin on the Wheel of Fortune. If you have Devil's Luck, you may pull the Devil's card for this position. If you have any soul contracts that have to do with gambling, you will pull the Wheel of Fortune card for this position. Position 5, the Angel Messenger. The card that you pull for this position will reveal to you insight into what angels and into what angels and spirit guides, into what your angels and spirit guides have to say to you. The card that you pull for this position can reveal to you revelations about your journey, along with any spiritual supporters that you may have. If you have angelic guidance, you may pull through a message about this in the card for this position. Position 6, the Bird Eagle Messenger. This card, the card that you pull for this position, can reveal to you a higher perspective about your spiritual journey. You may gain insight into the bigger picture of your fate and destiny. You may receive insight into your future luck through the card that you pull for this position. And then it just keeps going, you guys, with more card positions. But this book is going to help you learn your own spiritual journey, and you can use these tarot card spreads and spells over and over again to help manifest in your life. The Wheel of Fortune tarot card spells to manifest good luck. And we have the Strength. Oh, no, it's not the Strength. The Justice. The Justice tarot card spell is to create justice against those that thought that they got away with it. Or if you have a court case coming up. The Hangman tarot card spread and spell to sacrifice things that no longer serve you. The Death is to bring about appropriate endings and the things that you don't want in your life anymore. The Temperance is to manifest with Archangel Michael. And you'll say like a prayer. I invoke, draw in, and evoke, draw out the sacred blue flame, the will of God of Archangel Michael. I call upon Saint Michael the Archangel to bless and protect me, my family, and my home. I give you permission to intercede on my behalf and the behalf of my loved ones. Please come to my space and help me clear my energy. And then you'll do this little ritual that is literally will only take you about a half hour for most of these to do. And so it just keeps going. The Devil is to get rid of the South Node, to overcome your South Node, lower ego self. Okay, the Tower is to strike down the abuse of power or the abuse of authority if somebody's been abusing their power. What is this next one? Oh, the Star. Yeah, the Star is dope. The Star is going to help you tap into your abilities to manifest a wish. Okay. So anyways, in the back of the book, I've created a compendium of knowledge of what the different major arcana cards could mean when they come out next to one another. So I'm just going to read from, let's see. I'm going to read from the Empress. If the Empress Tarot card comes out in the reading, it means that you're dealing with the divine feminine energy. The Empress represents a loving mother that is compassionate yet potent with their love. The Empress is the highest ranking female card in the tarot. Pulling the Empress Tarot card means that you're dealing with a boss and a ruler. If you pull the Empress and the Emperor in the same reading, it could be talking about an equally yoked relationship between a man or a woman. If you pull the Empress in the reverse, it could be interpreted as a transgender energy or a man who has very feminine demeanor. If you pull the Empress Tarot card with the Temperance Tarot card, it could mean that the person who you are dealing with or speaking on is not retaliating against attacks. If you pull the Empress with the Death Tarot card, it could mean that whoever in question will be losing their spiritual rank soon. If the Empress Tarot card comes out with the Lover's Tarot card, it can indicate that someone has a spiritual divine union, soul twin flame contract. When the Empress comes out with the High Priestess Tarot card, it means that you're taking control back of your life. If you pull the Empress and then the Wheel of Fortune Tarot card, it could mean that you are at the top spiritually and that you're about to be on top financially and physically as well. And it just keeps going with more combinations of the major arcana cards, what those could mean for each of the major arcana cards. You guys check this book out. It's worth the investment. It's not a whole lot of money. And the original Rider-Waite deck does not cost a lot of money, you guys. Like literally invest in yourselves. The links to those books are in the description box below. Okay. So usually I don't use the original Rider-Waite, but I'm being guided to actually use the original Rider-Waite. So there could be a reason for that. And maybe you guys just need to see how good the Rider-Waite is. All of the other tarot interpretations are distortions, in my opinion. Some of them are good distortions, but they are distortions from the original interpretation of what the card and the energy that the card holds and what it represents. So when people are like, what they do when people are creating their own tarot decks is they take the original Rider-Waite tarot deck and then they add their influence or their distortion or whatever their, again, and I'm not dissing people that make tarot decks, okay, that are not the original Rider-Waite, but I'm just telling you how tarot is. So like, for example, it just puts it, it's taking the tarot and putting it through a different lens. So like a lens. Where's the tarot? Well, I have one that's called the Tarot of Oppositions, which is a tarot of oppositions. And so everything comes from the original Rider-Waite. That way, when you're learning to read your tarot cards for yourself or for others, you're gaining the original. So Rider-Waite, Riderwaite. Yeah, and I would just type in the original Rider-Waite tarot deck with words on it, because it's so much easier to just have the words on the card so that you're not having to flip through a book and like memorize the words. That way you can just pick up on whatever comes forward. But yeah, I like the original Rider-Waite. The Sago likes the original Rider-Waite. And I was kind of guided to work with this because it's got the best interpretation. And it is an old interpretation, but everything that comes off of the original Rider-Waite is through another lens. Like people are making like the Wizard of Oz tarot card deck. Like they're taking the characters from like the Wizard of Oz and then adding it to their interpretation of the tarot cards. So yeah, you're going to get the best readings off of the original Rider-Waite deck. And then once you have that memorized, if you were to go to another type of tarot deck, you would still know the underlying energy that you're reading. Okay, let's get the likes up, you guys. So we're going to see what comes out. 8 of Cups right off the bat. Whoever you're dealing with, I feel like the truth is out about somebody. Somebody is like a fake or a fraud, or they're just a bully. They have to walk away from this idea of using moon cycles against you. I feel like this person could be getting broken up with as well. They've just got a really bad attitude about life. Yes, it's easier to use for a beginner. Absolutely. That's exactly what I feel. I also get that somebody could be getting to relocate, or maybe they're getting ready to travel or relocate. Whoever this person is, they're outed by a community. And I hope that this is not, when I got the message for this is that an enemy, the truth is out about an enemy. I hope that this is not, you know, celebrities and shit, because I just talked about that on my other platform, which is called ASTRAEA Love. Magician. No, these people were using magic. The thing is that you can't use magic on a chosen one. It's just not, it's not a profitable venture. I feel like a lot of you guys are tapping into your own alchemical power. Page of Pentacles in the reverse is what just came out. So this person could be younger than you. You could be in your mid 30s to even going into 50s or 60s. This person is definitely a younger energy. They're materialistic and they make very rash decisions. This person makes mistakes and argues over minor points. They're very petty energy. That's what I get. The Page of Pentacles in the reverse, I get petty. So maybe you did something to offend this person, but I don't think you actually did anything. I think that they are just irritated. You know, this person says they're neither trustworthy nor respected. This person wants the honor and the respect that you have earned. And they also want, they want things to come easily to them. But this person's not willing to commit to anything or work on anything, especially when it comes to themselves. So this is one reason that things are not going to be easy for them. I also get that somebody has been trying to make you sick. Like they want you to be sick so that you can't show up for work so that they can take your place or something. Total weirdo. I also get that this person may embrace new, they could be like an influencer that's going broke. Okay. Like, you know how there's like influencers that are always doing influencing work. Like they don't, from what I understand about it is like, they will be like showing off their car. They don't own their car. One of the car companies gave them their car to advertise, to influence people. Like that's what influencers do. There's a lot of influencers that you see that are eating all of these foods and they're not even swallowing the food. They're literally chewing it and spitting it out. Okay. Like, and cutting the video. So don't be deceived by these influencers. I feel like there's a lot of, what is it called? Is it Generation X or Generation Z? Whatever it is, it's like, it goes earlier than millennials. Millennials are people that are like born, you know, around the 2000s. But I'm getting the even younger people, the young people of today. There's a lot of them that are like in this energy of wanting to be an influencer, or they're in the energy of just not having a job. And for whatever reason, they're waiting for something to come easily to them when the world does not work that way. And it doesn't matter how many times these people get a level up, or I would call it like they get thrown a bone by somebody wanting to endorse them because they have a following or whatever, and are giving these people products that these people would never fucking use so that they could talk about it. No, these people they're being outed for that. Okay. I feel like in the future, we're going to have a very smaller population of people working. And that's going to affect the economy. Because the younger people, for some reason, I don't know if it has to do with the parenting or whatever, but they just don't want to work. There's a lot of them that don't want to do the work. Like they don't want to have a traditional job. They don't want to invest in a career. And I'm sorry, but the United States has made it so fucking hard to go to college, to get certified, to get a career. They have made it so fucking expensive. Like literally, who the fuck benefits off of that? I think that college should be completely paid for and not be charging anybody. Like maybe Harvard, if they want to charge people, then fine. But there should be just regular schmegular colleges, like state colleges, city colleges, whatever, online colleges that are free for people. That's what I believe. But again, the universe is not reflecting that. Maybe these people are like, I don't want to go to college and put myself in debt. That's a reasonable decision. But I feel like them trying to influence other people that follow them to do things that they would never do. I just would not like accept something from somebody that I would not use myself. And so don't be fooled by these influencers. And when you see people that are young as hell, like they're young, they're in their teens to maybe mid 20s to late 20s, they are young. I consider that to be very young. Okay. They just want to take the position of somebody else that's already seasoned. Point blank, period. They don't care about how you got to where you're at and all the steps that it took for you to get to where you're at. They don't give a fuck about that. These people think that they can just come up overnight and then it's just easy to just do whatever, like, totally disrespecting, and I think, what I'm picking up on is just a general disrespect for others coming from these younger people. And I hope that it's not everybody, but yeah, general disrespect, like not respecting others. This person's not respected because they don't respect others. Yeah, you worked and raised 2 kids, went to school and worked 2 jobs. Yeah, it's called being lazy. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I feel like these influencers and people that come up, they have a following, so they use that following to try to influence people to go towards certain things that are maybe not really good for them, things that will put them in debt. These influencers are in major debt. They have to walk away from doing all of this trickery. And I've been seeing videos recently. If you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. I have literally been seeing videos lately of influencers just feeling so guilty and coming on to like TikTok and stuff and just admitting that they're fake, that everything that they do, even taking one picture for Instagram, like getting on a private jet or whatever, that it's all expensive and that everything is basically comped by this, oh, if you can influence these people, then blah, blah, blah. So I feel like, we need to be following our own divine guidance, not tapping into influencers, not trying to meet the status quo. All of that stuff is not important when it comes to life. 6 of Wands. You're about to get some public fame and recognition. And I feel like this person knows that you're getting this and they are like, well, I want that. Well, they need to do something called hard work to get it. There is no get rich quick scheme. And anybody that's done a get rich quick scheme has always paid for it. Wow. Maybe this person is just like, oh, just find somebody that already has money. Good luck. There's a whole lot of people on this planet trying to do that. The Lovers just came out. That's why I was getting that. You could have a love union that's coming in. The 8 of Pentacles, this is your hard work. You working with your hands, creating something that's long lasting. This younger person is like, oh, I'll just do that. No, they won't. First of all, they're not qualified. Secondly, that's not their purpose. Third of all, why don't they just do what God has for them to do? The World. These people see you with the world open to you and they're like, well, they're getting worldwide success. They're reaching a lot of people. Why don't I just do that? Why doesn't this person just mind their business is what I want to know. You have had to isolate from people, which is the opposite of what this person does. They don't ever isolate from others. This person can't even stand their own presence. They can't be alone in a room for more than 10 minutes without going fucking crazy. This person can't even put their phone down. Literally. They literally can't put their phone down. 2 of Wands. You're over here creating, working on, manifesting your goals and creating a body of work that's going to impact the planet in a positive way. You could be getting ready to go on a vacation. This person is like, just, sad. They're sad and they're lazy. They don't want to have to work. But again, these younger people, they don't have responsibilities. Like, their parents are probably still paying their phone bill. Like, what is this person's responsibility in life? Like, they don't have it until they have kids. They're not going to understand what responsibility is. And partially, the part of this problem is the parents. And I don't know if it's whatever culture shock, whatever it is that's going on, but these young people, they need to get it together. I'm serious. Page of Swords. Spying on you is a waste of time. They're not going to ever get any freaking type of information off of you that's going to help them with their career. I feel like if these people would just like go to counseling, work on their issues, and do something productive with their life that fulfills them, they would probably everything would probably end up working out. But the reason that it's not working out for these people is because they want to spend their time spying upon others instead of investing into their own life. And if they continue to waste their life spying on other people, what is that going to get them? A truth about this person is out. They're not a real influencer. And their following is fake somehow. Maybe it's a lot of bots and drones or whatever. But yeah, this person's like, how do I get real people? Like, what are you talking about? I also get that somebody just wants to push you out of the way so that they can sit in your place. And they think that God is going to allow that when you worked and got your crown out of the mud and you wrestled around with the alligators and all this other shit. Literally, I mean, this is a metaphor, but like literally, you have had to go through so much crap to get to where you're at to just be able to maintain and sustain. And this person is like, well, I could do that. No, they can't. They can, but it would take them years of work. Okay. It would take them going to school, investing in a higher education, investing in something that's long term, not this sitting around being lazy and spying upon others to try to find a get rich quick scheme. And this is partially like people as parents, wake the fuck up. If you're raising an entitled shit for brains child that has never had to do anything in their life, not a chore, not a damn fucking thing, they're still living in your basement or whatever the fuck this is, get it together. Teach your child how to be an adult. People like need to take it upon themselves to instill core values and things like that and morals into their children. Because again, when this kid, they're an adult now, if they're put up under some type of judgment in a legal case or whatever because they're doing internet hacking and lying to people and being a piece of shit, to be quite honest, and I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, when they're put up under judgment and this person, what can they say? Oh, I wasn't raised right. My mother and father failed me. They never taught me how to do laundry. They never taught me how to wash a dish. They never taught me fucking anything. I feel like you guys, this is not your situation, but I feel like most of you guys that are parents, you're actually teaching your children things. But I feel like there are a lot of parents out there that have just tried to get by the skin of their whatever, the hair on their chin, whatever it's called. They're just trying to basically get by being a parent. And that was by throwing the responsibility of being a parent on the other parent and throwing all of the financial responsibility on the government system or the other parent. And it's a scapegoat system. Instead of being like, oh, I created this human, maybe I should instill some values into them, teach them how to clean up, teach them how to, prepare food for themselves in case one day a tragedy, a volcano erupts. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but in case one day some shit happens and I'm no longer here to be able to baby this person. Like, I don't know why people don't think of that. Maybe they're like, oh, I don't want, I don't know. Maybe they're thinking that that's too extreme, but yeah, those are the basis things. Being able to clean yourself, clean your environment, feed yourself, those are things that should be taught to an adult, okay, at some point in their life. The reason that there are so many ungrateful kids that don't want jobs, that don't want to do fucking anything, that are still living off of their parents, that's as much of the parents' fault as it is the child's fault. And I don't believe in violence towards children at all. Okay? I don't. But like, how it was like back in the day it was okay to beat your kid with a belt. And I'm not saying that this is okay. But there was like it's like when the pendulum swings the other way, there was like an Like, oh, if you spank your kid, oh, if you yell at them, we'll put you in jail, we'll take your kid from you. It became an overly obsessed thing. And it put parents in a position to where they couldn't parent. And that's what we're getting the effects of. The system where it was way out of balance and you could do whatever the fuck you wanted to your kid, which is inappropriate. Then going to the other way of you can't do anything. You can't even tell your child to sit down, and you can't take their phone from it. You can't do anything. It's like literally being put into a position to where the parents, they can't do anything. They can't parent their children. And that's a problem. We're seeing the effects of that with these super young kids that are now becoming adults. And these are the people that we have to trust in the future to run the government for us when we're old. No, like, raise your kids right. Stop fucking the world up. The world doesn't need more entitled brats that don't want to do anything, that will use anything to get back at their parents. Just so that they don't have to fucking do homework or they don't have to do whatever, you know? I feel like the world is going to continue to keep going in the way that it's going. But what you do have as a parent is the ability to instill values into your child. This person has no values. They're over here cheating, scheming, scamming, lying to people, being a fake ass motherfucker, being a snake. And like, this person's parents, they're living at home. Like, this person's parents does not care that they're using their own computer to hack somebody else's shit, which is a crime. Like, that's what I feel like is a problem. Lazy parenting. And people that should have never had kids in the first place, they made the accident of having a child, and then they didn't take responsibility for it. And so now they're going to be continued to be burdened, and these children will be as well. These kids are finding out that, oh, you actually have to work in life to receive things. Yeah, you do. Seven of Pentacles. The tables are turning. Where these little brats were getting away with this crap, they're not getting away with it anymore. I feel like literally teach your kid to be an entrepreneur. Teach them how to invest in a trade and artistic ability, whatever their dream is. Encourage that. Unless their dream is like killing kittens or something, then don't encourage that. But obviously use your discernment. If your kid has a talent in some type of way, whether it's football, baseball, art, whatever it is, encourage that, okay? Because I feel like part of the problem is that these children don't have any positive stimulus. They don't have any encouragement whatsoever. They've been told they were stupid and ignorant and burdens their entire lives. And this is why these children feel like they don't want to do anything for themselves. This is not everybody's kids, though, you guys. This is just a group of people. It's a large group of people and their children. But I feel like, you know, kids look to their parents for guidance, and these children, it's sad for them because they could never look to their parents for guidance. Law enforcement and laws on the books. Yeah, not selective enforcement. That's exactly it. Ace of Wands. This is the perfect time for you to begin a new project, for you to start a new business. Things are going for you in the correct direction because you're willing to put work behind any type of idea or prosperous venture that you have. Which means that you're not going to shy away from the responsibilities of just doing the work that's right in front of you. That's all you can ask of yourself. I feel like these younger people that want to take the place of the elders, they need to take several seats. Okay? Queen of Cups. I do get that you guys are very nurturing, very compassionate, very kind energies, but you're not people that can be replaced or walked upon. This child has watched their parent use other people as a stepping stone and as like a bartering thing. And this is why they're like this. Page of Wands. Like, this is numerous people's children. I feel like you guys are raising your kids correctly. There is going to be a group of younger people that all of a sudden wants to replace the older people, the people that are, and I don't even think that older, I just think that like older than them, not actually old. But yeah, they want to replace people that are in the prime of their career that have worked very hard at something. And they can't do that. The Four of Swords, this is the end of their entitled way of living. abusing everybody and everything around them. These people are fighting a definite war with prosperity and abundance. I can tell you that. Let's get the likes up, you guys. Insurance scams. You're seriously. Yeah. Literally. But I also get that there are a lot of very young people that are driven because, and the reason that that your children are driven is because they have you to look up to. These other kids, they don't have a positive influence. Like there's no positive stimulus, no encouragement. They don't have anything to look up to. I feel like you guys are here to break generational curses, and that includes you breaking them so that your children don't have to suffer them, you know? Because how unfair is that? That's why I feel like curses and stuff and patterns, you can look at it through whatever lens that you want to look at it. I feel like it's super unfair to people that are unaware and people that are young. But I do get that there's going to be a lot of high vibrational children that are born into this world that are going to surpass this group of Generation X or Z or whatever it's called people. They're going to greatly surpass. They're probably even going to surpass us adults, like just in consciousness and awareness. So I get that it's not this generation, but it's the generation after them that's going to fix what this generation is doing. King of Cups. Yeah, and the thing is like you can't expect much out of a person that doesn't have access to wise counsel. The King of Cups is somebody who's like balanced between their head and their heart, a very wise person who gives good advice. You can't really expect a whole lot out of somebody that does not have access to their higher self, to any type of wisdom, you know. And of course, these people do have access. They have the internet, which is an access point to researching the Taoism, to anything, any type of spirituality. Like these people just don't want to invest in that. That's not what they're into. They're into scamming and plotting and scheming and shit like that because that's what's worked for them in the past. This is no longer the age of sacrifice your brother, your mother, your sister, your cousin, your friend for material success, for fame and fortune. That's over. That whole cycle is over. Queen of Wands. This person's mother is not a good parent. I feel like this person's mother makes way too many excuses for their child's illegal fucking behavior. Okay, from hacking people's phones to hanging around with criminals. This child is not doing right, and this parent, it's partially the kid's fault and it's partially the parent's fault. Literally, this child is patterned itself off of the parent. So if this child's a scammer, this person's mother is a scammer as well. And they don't look at their child as an asset, as a blessing from God. They look at it as a dollar sign. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. If you guys could reciprocate the energy and like the video, it would greatly help. But yeah, I feel like this is your guys' time to shine. Wow, I did just describe the person you're dealing with to a T. Yeah, and it's bad blood. I mean, literally, there are so many different things that could help these people, but they're not going to move towards that because it requires work. You know, meditation is work. Quieting the mind is work. To them, all of these things and all these spiritual things that exist out there, all they are is tools. They're tools to help you. You know, when you gain a connection with God, your higher self, you have to keep using that connection for it to get stronger. There are many ways you can tap into your higher self, but the easiest way, the cheat code, is the truth of God. The link to that book is in the description box below. That's the cheat code. But, you know, this person could do any number of things, like taking a spiritual bath, eating better food. But they're not educated in that. And so they're looking at all of this spiritual stuff like, oh, it's just woo-woo. No, the reason that these things are talked about and prescribed to people as like a way for somatic release and stuff like that, which is like releasing old emotions and pain and suffering and trauma, there is because it works to a certain extent. It is a tool to help. That's what it's for. People look at it as like, oh, crystals, it's just woo-woo. No, it's not. It's science, actually. That's what it actually is. But they don't look at it like that. So this person's not going to turn to going within. Yeah, they know that the choices that they've been making have been disastrous. That only one choice is the correct choice, and it's stop being a selfish dickhead. That's what this person needs to stop doing. And I don't know why they're so obsessed with you, but it feels like their mother is obsessed with you, and that's where this energy is coming from. And everything in these people's lives is about to fall down. It's about, and nobody's going to be able to put Humpty Dumpty back together again because they didn't put a helmet on Humpty Dumpty. And first of all, somebody should have told Humpty Dumpty not to sit on a wall being an egg. They're dealing with egg-headed people. Like, I'm serious. It's like, put a fucking helmet on your kid. Come on now. Don't tell them not to sit on the edge of a wall where they could fall and shatter to pieces. Like that type of shit, literally. I remember seeing this thing on the news. It was like a couple months ago. This lady, she's like on the 5th floor of a apartment building. She had a baby, and I'm talking about like a baby that could barely just figure out how to walk, like, and maybe not even walk efficiently yet. So however young that is, this baby was on the porch 5 stories up, slipped through the patio bars because it's a little baby, and fell freaking stories. There was a person that caught this baby, and the baby hit the person, broke their nose, actually damaged the person. And then this mother who should be put in prison, in my opinion, and should have her child taken from her. The child also sustained wounds, like a broken arm or a broken leg. I don't remember which one it was. But this lady was literally on the news being such a cunt. She was like, I'm suing that person for it was like mishandling my child. Like, are you fucking serious? Without that person catching your baby to the detriment of their own body, your child would have been turned into fucking mashed potatoes, bitch. Like, straight up, how dare you? That person saved your child's life, and you're trying to take them to court and sue them because they I mean, make it make sense. And then the press that allowed this woman to get on the media and say this shit, like, that it makes them look really fucking bad for that. She should have been charged with negligence, point blank, period. You should not leave your baby unattended on a 5-story porch when you know that the baby is thin enough to fit through the bars. Like, that is so irresponsible. But she tried to blame this innocent person that could have just moved out of the way and let the baby hit the ground. And then that mother would have been put in jail for that shit, most likely. Okay. But instead, that person tried to do the right thing, knows the baby, and tried to catch it, and did catch it. And the baby didn't pass away. And she was trying to sue that person. Absolutely the fuck not. The media should have shut her the fuck down and not allowed her to speak at all. Like, seriously, that is ridiculous. That shit really, really upset me. I was like, you have got to be kidding. Charge this bitch with negligence. Like, what the fuck is wrong with the police? Charge that person with negligence. Take their child from them, because, again, that already happened once. There's an opportunity for it to happen again with that stupid bitch being around her own child. Like, straight up. And that's stupid as hell. Exactly. Baby would not have survived that fall at all. And the fact that that person was injured and tried to save the baby, like, seriously, she was just going to try to take him to court and sue him for a bunch of money I mean, it makes, when people do shit like that, it makes the general public not want to help anybody ever because of being afraid of the consequences. It's like, there was this one state where, you know, somebody had broken into somebody's house and was trying to rob them, and somebody shot this person because they were breaking into their house, and they were the ones that got charged and put in jail. Like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. Stop it with the dumb shit. Yeah, the negligence is unreal. And the fact that the media pushed up her story and allowed her to even speak, like, if that was another country, she would have been straight up fucking stoned to death. People would have been picking up rocks and throwing them at her. She's very fucking lucky. entitled ass bitch. Very fucking lucky that she does not live in another country. Okay. And she should have been thanking God that her baby was saved at all. And I think that's crazy that people, they try to manipulate the courts and all that. And it's like, nah, stop it. Two of Swords. These people, they don't have any changes coming for them. They're sitting around waiting for a change to come to them, and they're not going to have any change come to them. They haven't done anything to make a positive change. King of Pentacles. They can go to a King of Pentacles and borrow money, but they don't have the resources to pay it back. I also feel like if a King of Pentacles took a chance on this Queen of Wands, they have made a mistake. Yeah, because there's not going to be any type of income coming to these people. Knight of Cups. I feel like whoever these people are, this Knight of Cups, I feel like you're dealing with somebody that likes to use their body to make deals and bargains. That's what they do. So yeah, just be aware of anybody coming in being super charming, you know, wanting to charm your pants off of you, or charm you out of your property, or charm you out of your home, or charm you out of, you guys, if you're a single female, you need to literally not let, if somebody comes to move in with you, do not put that person on your lease. So there are people out there that are targeting single women that literally just want to get with that person to take their home from them, to kick their ass out on the fucking curb so that they don't have to be homeless anymore. And that is like real truth. There was this guy on TikTok that was literally telling people how to use a vulnerable woman that's like overweight to trick them into letting them live with them so that until they could get back on their feet. Like that shit actually exists out there. Make sure that you're doing everything in your power to protect your livelihood, your home, your forward progression, your life. Okay. Don't fall into traps. If you're a vulnerable person, be aware that there are people out there that want to use and abuse vulnerable people. And then say no to these people, because they can only do within the realms of what you allow them to do. And if you show people that you cannot be fucked with, then they're going to go try to fuck with somebody that they think can be fucked with. Ace of Cups, because you have an overflowing cup of love. Do not self-sacrifice this happiness that you've created and stability that you've created for yourself with God. Don't sacrifice that for any type of relationship. If you are a happy person and then you let somebody into your life and you start dating them, or you let them move in or whatever, and you stop becoming a happy person, please look at that. Please look at the things that are going on so that you don't get sucked into, you know, a trap. Okay. I get that you guys, you know, are creating loving families. You know, you could be about to find your soulmate or your twin flame. Somebody doesn't want you to have love in your life, and you have an overflowing cup of love from God. Like, what are they going to do about that? God loves you. God's not going to ever take the energy of God is unconditional love, compassion, joy, and peace. That's not going to be stripped of you. It's not possible. That's the only thing that's actually real and that's long lasting and eternal. Everything else that's not is not even real. It's like literally not even real. I also get that this person has been trying to mess with your breathing for whatever reason. King of Wands. This Queen of Wands is trying to keep a King of Wands that you don't even want out of your life. I feel also that if you're a masculine energy, this King of Wands was trying to compete with you. So was this Knight of Cups. You don't want this Queen of Wands energy. Either way, no matter what side of the fence you sit on, you don't want these people. They want you. They need what you have. And that's like literally a big difference. Be aware of anybody wanting to use you as like a bargaining chip, or use you as a way to get resources or a way to stay stable. Okay. I mean, it's one thing to have a traditional relationship with somebody where there's equal giving, but if you're with somebody that's calling you names, putting their hands on you, regardless of your gender, talking down to you, belittling you, trying to break your self-esteem while they're sitting around absorbing all of your financial good blessings and stuff like that, you have to look at that and be like, okay, what is this relationship doing for me? Because the universe wants better for you guys. If you're single right now, the universe is trying to tell you to heal from the past so that the next person that you draw in is not going to be a snake bitch. And we're entering into the Chinese New Year, which is the fire horse. A horse could trample, a stampede of horses could trample down a snake. This is why these snakes are trying to get their last ditch effort, like right now, trying to move in with y'all, trying to get you guys to let their kids move in. No, I would draw a line with that. Okay, allowing adult children to move in is going to destroy any type of relationship that exists. And there needs to be boundaries where that adult child has a job, is working towards getting their own place with another sibling or with another person or by themselves, being an independent person. Okay, that's just the way that I see that things will actually work out. And not letting people move into your house and take over your home and tell you what you can and can't do with your own space. If you have to lock up your passport, your ID, your money, your weapons, everything, because you have an adult ass child that's hanging around that's going to steal that shit, maybe you should not have. And if it's not your child, you need to look at, like, why am I being used to house somebody else's kids who I can't even trust to keep my shit out around near them? Like, you have to look at that for just what it is. You know what I mean? And just literally be like, look, I love you, but your children are a problem. They're unruly. They don't contribute anything, and I can't trust them. And I can't leave anything around. I can't even trust to go to work and to come home and to not have my laptop or all my shit gone through. Like, I don't, you are living with me and I'm providing for you, but I don't want to. You can put up boundaries. You can say, I don't want to provide for your grown ass children. I feel like you should, if you want to provide for them, go get an apartment and live with them. Okay. Like yourself. I would literally, if I was in that situation, I mean, there's always exceptions to that. Like if somebody is disabled or handicapped or like something else, but the government will even set up homes for those types of people so that they can have, you want a relationship that's not going to be toxic, where you're not being used by another person and where somebody is not telling you what to do in your own space. Somebody that actually respects you. And when it comes to a mother and their children, it's going to be really hard to tell any mother to kick their own kid out. But sometimes doing that is the best thing you could do for your kid. Like literally, because it teaches them how to figure out things and you can always be there to guide your children. Like, I'm not telling you not to let your own children live with you, but put up boundaries in your household when it comes to letting people come stay with you, when it comes to letting people move in, when it comes to how you run your household. Have boundaries. Without boundaries, that's when things get broken. That's when trust cannot be repaired. 10 of Pentacles. This is what I'm talking about. It's your 10 of Pentacles, your influence, your importance, your life. Just think of it this way. If crimes are being committed under your roof by children, young adults, whatever, who is going to be held responsible for the crimes being committed? Do you think that this other person's mother will be held responsible? No, it'll be whoever owns the house, whoever's on the lease, whoever's renting the property, and whoever committed the crime. That's who will be held accountable. And you don't want to be held accountable for the mistakes of other people. So you just have to put that boundary up and be willing to say no to people. If any of you have any personal question, I have links in the description box below. You can send me a $20 donation and I will pause the collective reading and I'll answer your question. Yeah, we are being watched. Exactly. And I got the spy energy off of this child. Total destruction. I also get that, a lot of you guys, your material success and security comes from hard work that you've already put in. This could be you benefiting off of a project, benefiting off of a business. A lot of you guys are not here to benefit off of a relationship. Okay. This Queen of Wands wants to use a masculine energy. And they also want to destroy a feminine energy so that they can continue to use the masculine energy. So just be aware of that. There's a lot of people that, you know, feel entitled. Wheel of Fortune, to your Wheel of Fortune. Just be aware of that. These people that feel entitled to your inheritance, your Wheel of Fortune, they need to back out of your space. I would not be letting anybody live with you that can't pull their own weight, or, you know, I would not be marrying anybody that is bankrupt and broke. And I'm not dissing people that are broke, but they could get their finances together before they try to enter into a long-lasting commitment with another person, so that these people are not putting burdens on somebody else's back. But that's what they want to do. They don't want to be responsible for their own shit. These people want to put their burdens on everybody else and make them responsible. And that's what they've gotten through life doing, by making other people responsible for their own problems. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. Please and thank you. So yeah, the sun, you guys are in the light. You're shedding light on this subject. You're healing your inner child. You're moving forward. You have agreed to work with the universe, literally, to manifest the life that you want. I feel like your future is going to be beautiful, you guys. It really is. These people, they're putting themselves in a position to be in a lot of debt in the future. And literally, good, you've been there, you're never going to do that again. Yeah, ain't nothing free. That's exactly it. Even if it looks like we're not paying for it, somebody else on the planet is. So I feel like, you know, there are more efficient ways to have relationships. There's nothing wrong with dating somebody for a while. Like, be aware that there may be people that just want to come in and shotgun wedding, like hurry up and force something that's not meant to be. I feel like couples should be forced to, before they can be allowed to be married, I think that there should be a 6-month period where they're forced to live with one another. And if they can make it through that and still want to be married, then they should get married. That's what I think the regulation should be, is a monitored 6-month process, where they have to sign an agreement that they're going to live with this person for 6 months. Because sometimes you don't realize the things you can't deal with until that person's there. And once they're there, it's hard to get them out of there. And if you're the one with the job, the stability, the income, the inheritance, you need to do what you need to do to protect that. Put a prenup, you know, even if you fall in love with somebody fast, I would still be weary of allowing them just to come live with you and bring their children and whatever else. You know, allow things to progress in a natural way. I don't feel like you guys are desperate, though. You just want somebody that's good. And by you saying no to this other person, you're going to do just great. The Hierophant. Literally, you're going to do fine. This person is going to go to a religious institution or some other type of secret society or whatever to get their needs met. Also, you may not be into witchcraft, and what I consider witchcraft to be is people that abuse their spiritual power and abilities to hurt and harm others, or to spy on others, or whatever, or to steal from them, whatever it is. But do people that just call themselves witches, do I think they're witches? No. Just because somebody calls themselves a witch doesn't mean they have a magical ability. Just because somebody says that they practice Satanism or Wiccanism, well, Satanists don't even believe in the devil. They just believe in rebellion. Does it mean that they're actually demon worshiping? Probably the fuck not. No. But, you know, when people do show you through their actions who they are, believe them. Sometimes words are a trap, you know. I also get that, you know, you may not be aware of somebody's spiritual practices until it's too late. And this is why being aware of spiritual practices is important. If you find any type of spell work around your house when you let somebody move in, that is a big sign that that person is not, no. If you're finding jars with stuff in them, if you're finding altars, any type of weird, and there's nothing wrong with ancestor altars. There's nothing wrong with altars to God. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're finding evidence, okay, of spell work being ritualistically done, you can't put yourself at risk by being around a situation like that, especially if you don't know what the practice is and what it's meant to do. Okay? Just use your discernment, please, when it comes to people. Even if this is religion that somebody's in, if somebody wants you to completely contort yourself and change to conform what is it, convert to their religion, that's not being accepting of what your beliefs are. Okay? It's not. And the time of one-sided relationships needs to end. Six of Cups. Yeah, because like literally, you probably have a lot of happy memories from going to church or having a community. You know, this person does. They have a lot of memories from some type of religion. And that's fine, but they don't have to force that shit on you. And it's okay to say no. Okay? I grew up in a household that was strictly Catholic, but my father is more of an atheist, more of his own independent thinker. He didn't want to go to church, so he didn't. Like it was not something that was ingrained into him, and I think that that's a major blessing because he's one of the most wisest people that I've ever met, and one of the most amazing people. And I'm not dissing religion. I'm just saying that it is for some people, and for some people it's not the way. And people need to be respecting of that, okay? Three of Swords. Literally, these people are about to be betrayed, okay? And it could be by this institution that they're going to for help. I feel like this institution's not going to want to help them scam or plot or scheme anybody out of their shit. If you guys have any questions, you can send me a $20 PayPal or $20 Cash App, and I'll pause the collective reading and answer your question, but please don't spam the chat, okay? Yeah, Bible-based things. And I don't get that this just has to do with the Bible. It could be any sacred text. But I feel like, you know, when you have an organic connection to God, the Bible is not going to do anything for you because your connection is greater than what the Bible is like the middleman that you don't need. And it was created that way to dominate and control people, to push a certain narrative. And I'm not discrediting anything in it. I'm just saying that for me, it wasn't the way. I tried that, went through religion. It didn't do shit, okay? What actually helped me was The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN. The link to that book is in the description box below. That's how I gained my spiritual God connection, okay? A real connection, not one that's made up of words. Yeah, Knight of Wands. These energies just keep coming out. It feels like the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. These are all people that are associated with one another. Each one of these people are all leeches. Okay, they drain people of their resources. Stay away from these people. The moon. They use the moon to drain people's resources in whatever weird way. It could be a family practice. You don't need to get involved in that. You just don't. Page of Cups. Because these people are materialistic. They're greedy. They're self-centered, self-serving, and very vain. Anything that takes you off of your divine life purpose and path of what you came here to do, to use your gifts and abilities, whatever they are, if it's singing, dancing, writing, creating programs on the computer, whatever it is that you do, you know, invest in you to the point where you're not going to be investing in somebody else. Don't waste your time investing in other people and not yourself. Nine of Wands. These people are wounded because their whole mythology of, like, it could be a mythology, it could be their whole ideology of theft is as the way that they get things is a broken and flawed concept. Because karma, you may think that you can control what you do to others, but you don't control the way the universe gives it back to you. And that's why I would rather just have immediate consequences. This is why I use the joy versus anger technique, and I ask questions so I don't make mistakes. But I would rather have an immediate consequence so I could understand that what I just did was not the correct thing, and then make a choice and make a better decision. You don't want to ever be like an innocent child in another life and get hit with all of this karma. And that's what happens for some people, because there's so much grace and mercy over their life that they're allowed to get away with murder forever, for a very long time. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's the straw that broke the camel's back, or it comes back when they're in another lifetime and hits them when they're unaware, and they won't understand why it's happening unless they gain access to their higher self and be able to you know, access the divine, they're not going to understand why it's happening. And then the community will just say, oh, it's because of karma. And it could be. It could be. But like I said, if you just do good to others, people will do good to you. Okay? You guys are the star. You have a talent, an ability, a skill that is worth paying money for. 9 of Cups. It's going to bring you a wish fulfillment. The star in Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, the book that I've created, the star tarot card spell is to get a wish granted. So you could literally get your wishes granted here. That's what I'm seeing. And these people are waiting for this wish fulfillment to come in so that they can snatch it away from you. This is like somebody like being like, I'm seeing babies, you know, when you see one baby walk up and take a toy away from another baby, or one little kid walk up and take a toy from somebody else. And then sometimes, like, I had that happen to me when I was little, and I would just sit there and not say anything and not do anything and kind of just share my toys with, I was always sharing everything with everyone. To the point where I would be giving other people, oh, you're cold, here, you can have my jacket. And my mom would be like, you cannot give your clothes away. Like, and I didn't know that being young, you know. I literally get that these people are being set back. For whatever they've been investing in, you're continuing to flourish and they're being set back. The Emperor, because you guys have mastered something, and you're not even an old person yet. Like, you're not even, I ignore the fact that this person looks old. You guys have mastered something, and you're not even old yet. This is a beautiful thing. I also just heard someone say, shut up. So maybe this person doesn't want you to speak on something. They don't want you to speak on your knowledge about them. I don't feel like you really talk about these people. I think that you're just doing everything in your power to stay away from people like this. 6 of Swords. Yeah, they want you to shut up, and these people are willing to try to arrogantly take you to court in their hubris. These people think that they have some type of legal thing to stand on, and they don't have anything. They were told to drop it, just like a dog. Drop it, drop it. You know, when your dog picks up a stick or something, and for the life of you, you can't get that stick out of their mouth, and you're like, let go of it, drop it, drop it. Even if you tell these people to drop it, they're still not going to. Because they feel like they deserve justice, and they don't. These people feel like they deserve your resources, and they're not you. So anything that's got your name on it in the spirit, it's got your name on it in the physical. And if it's got your name on it, then that means that these people, for them to get their hands on it, they would have to come in and destroy you and then try to get their hands on it, or manipulate you or milk you in some type of way. Knight of Pentacles. These people were working very hard to bring a legal situation to your door that's never going to come to your door. Because everybody in this situation will be embarrassed in court, and they will look very stupid and foolish. And like, I don't even think a judge would make you show up to some shit like this, because it's already predetermined to be bullshit. That's what I'm literally getting. Like, it's got no legal bearings on it. They just want your blessings, and they want to figure out a way to take it. And they can bribe as many people as they want to, but, you know, nobody is going to want to come up against you. Yeah, they do have some nerve. Literally. King of Swords. These people are going to be judged. All of them. Okay? They're going to be judged. I feel like somebody wants to get around you so they can get a piece of your DNA and plant it in a crime scene so they can get their child out of trouble. No, this little shit brains child made these bad criminal decisions. All the evidence leads back to this person's phone and laptop. I don't think that any amount of planting your DNA on any type of crime scene is going to get this little shithead out of trouble. Maybe they need to go to jail so they can learn that trying to put people on the dark web and kill them and shit like that is real inappropriate. The police, these people, the judge and the police, like I said, these people are in trouble for something. They could very well be the reason that somebody died. That is really dangerous. This is why you can't allow people like this into your life, because they'll take you to hell where they're already headed. And you would never want something bad like this for somebody else. But the fact that they would literally attempt to discard you and throw you away like a piece of garbage, that shows you quite a bit. Okay, it really does. The fact that these people would be like, I'll just, I'll just snake my way in. I got a little bit of time left. These people are out of time. They don't realize that the door is closed permanently. I also get that this could be about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. That this is like obviously happening in many different realms, in many different places with many different people. Like the door is shut. These people are being judged, okay? And they, this was all some type of fucking setup anyways. And I feel like, yeah, this was all to infiltrate the royal family. It was all a setup. All of it was. So I feel like, you just need to mind your own business, and you're doing that. And these people that want to mind your business for you, they're going to be forced to mind their own business. 9 of Swords. These people are going to be in bed grieving when they should be sleeping and then getting up and going to a job. Like, what the hell? If these people would just find something that they like to do and then do that and then make money doing that, like, even if it's not something they love to do, but just finding anything that's going to be better than this self-destructive pattern that they're on, these people would be okay. Like I said, had they not invested in destroying you, these people would still be able to continue on abusing their power and doing bullshit to others, because there's been a lot of grace and mercy over these people's lives. But you, when you're the straw that broke the camel's back. When it came to other people, these people destroying others, it was allowed to happen for a time. But when it comes to a chosen one, you can't even compare that. Like, it will not be allowed. Not only will it not be allowed, these people will get exactly what they were trying to do. Yes, they have no self-respect. They don't. Yeah. And thank you, God, for protecting us. We're so grateful. I feel like these people never wake up grateful. They're never waking up thinking like, I have another day of being alive. I survived night. I didn't die in my sleep. Like, I'm so blessed. These people are not thinking like that. They're thinking like, oh, even though they have a lot, like compared to other countries, we have so many luxuries that, like, for one, Dubai doesn't even have plumbing. It has every other type of expensive thing, but not plumbing. So this is what I'm saying. We have luxuries that other people don't. Knight of Swords. Maybe this person's kid, should join the military or move away or something. I mean, they need some structure, and they're not going to ever get it from this mother. I also feel like these people committed a crime and they want to blame it on you or involve you in it. And they feel like because you're chosen that you can get them out of trouble. You would never waste your time and energy on these people. Ooh, latte. That sounds delicious. Let's get the likes of you guys, please, and thank you. Yeah. And if you've ever found out about this crime, you would literally run for the hills, like literally, High Priestess, and you would find out about it. Like, you would pick up on it immediately. And be aware when people are asking you certain questions that they don't need to know things about you. Like, some people don't even need to know your zodiac sign. Like, I would not be revealing anything to people that you just met that is intimate details about you, because these people are looking for information that they can use against you to blackmail you, so that it's all because they are on this type of time. They're bound to some type of weird contract. Ew. Yeah, while you're being protected by Archangel Michael, these people are over here in the energy of the devil. And your High Priestess ability, your intuition, your psychic sight is divinely protected, which Ace of Swords is divine protection. These people are carrying a 10 of Wands, many burdens, and they want to just release these burdens on you and make you carry a cross for them. But like I said, the age of Pisces is over. Sacrificing another person for self-gain and whatever other bullshit is not going to happen. And there is no, like, I don't care what the past looked like. There is no sacrifice somebody else so that I can get into heaven type shit. It's not going to happen. These people will be immediately put up under judgment and sacrificed, like, immediately. They ever come towards you on that type of energy, these people will get exactly what they were trying to do done to them. Two of Pentacles. You're getting good news, though, that you're protected, that your High Priestess ability and your connection to your inner self, your higher self, is giving you the downloads that you need so that you avoid people like this, so you don't fall into people's traps. Because these people would love for you to just, for one day, not call upon God, for one day, not be grateful, because they know that you would have to do something like be lazy like them to be even open to be attacked. Eight of Wands. These people are going to be at the crossroads making another offering and another offering, and that cycle will continue to move on. But is it going to be any fruit from that? No. These people will not. Yeah, they had cameras, etc. Yeah. Literally, these people will not be, their offerings are not accepted by the spiritual realm. Four of Cups. And these people do this shit because they're bored with their own lives. They look at your life and they're like, oh, that person's so happy. They're doing so well. How can I have that? Let me try to copy them. Let me try to clone they ass. Yeah. Let me compete with them for their resources. These people need to be looking into what their own resources are, what God has for them. Not what God has for you. What God has for you is none of these people's business. It's really not. And if you have to defend yourself from being fucking sacrificed, these people that want to sacrifice you to put themselves first, these people are not important to the bigger picture. They're not going to be allowed to do that because they're not here serving a higher purpose. Not at this point. They would have to make a complete turnaround. Go the opposite direction they're headed. Okay? They would have to go within and stop going on the outside of themselves. That you're over here completing projects, making new milestones. You could be defending a project that you have worked very hard on. Like literally, make sure that before you put anything out that it's copyrighted, that you have all of the legal things. So somebody just can't come up and duplicate off of you and feed off of you like a weirdo. These people, they want to do this because they're homeless and they're broke. And they're being kicked out. And they're about to go through a very long, hard, cold, what is it called? Shunning. They're being shunned. Death. This is what I'm talking about. They're going through a lot of death. A lot of endings. A lot of endings for their finances. A lot of endings for their stability. A lot of endings for their jobs. Whatever their job was, I'm sure that they had a job. This Queen of Wands at least did for a certain amount of time. Ace of Pentacles. Like I said, they're not going to end your prosperity and abundance that comes from God. What the fuck were they thinking? This was a horrible, horrible choice to make, a horrible decision to go for, and a stupid thing to think that they can stop the abundance that God gave you, that you came into this world with. They can't do anything about that. They also cannot stop you from improving your health, eating better, or making positive changes. These people cannot ensnare you into a trap, and they can't force you to get on your knees and beg them for rations. Like, what the fuck? These people could be going through an ending of their financial stability. They could literally have to make payments for a long time to come to the courts or even to you because they're up under judgment. They did this to themselves. They were trying to have you judged because you have a natural inheritance. These people are being judged. You're over here having a happy family, moving on, and you're getting the things that you need in life. And the things that you ask for will be given to you because you're worthy of them. I don't know why that is. Why do people think that they can change God's plan for somebody? Like, why do people think like that? Maybe they don't think in the terms of, oh, this person serves a bigger picture. Oh, this person's needed on the earth. Oh, these people would take any fucking person away from their family, off the face of the earth, completely murder them and unalive them, and take their life from them for any amount of money. I mean, that's what these people, the type of shit that they're on. They would do that to anybody. They don't give a fuck about if somebody's important. They don't care about somebody's purpose. They don't care about other people's lives. All they care about is getting the things that they want. And that's a very self-destructive pattern to follow. This person's a fucking toad to me. Like, seriously. Five of Pentacles. This is what I'm talking about. They're going to be casted away, and the dead-ass set and winner being crippled and all sorts of shit. because of what they were trying to do to you. And because, you know, you cut them off, you said no to them. You were like, I'm not going to sacrifice my happiness, my love, my joy, my peace, and my connection to God to be with you, to help you, to get you out of trouble, to talk with you, whatever the fuck this is. Some people will take you having an open door with them, like the fact that they can message you. They'll take that as, oh, well, I can do witchcraft on that person because they'll talk to me. They'll let me around them. No, you just need to say no to the people that when your gut gives you that like icky feeling, listen to it. Okay, everybody has clairsentience. These people are going to be choking on their own illusions, stuck in their shadow side, unable to balance their darkness, and stuck in the dark night of the soul, not knowing what they're here to do. And they don't have any, like, you were probably the only positive role model that they ever had. And they are looking at you through the wrong lens, through the lens of jealousy and envy and greed and lust and all of that shit, not through the lens of like unconditional love, joy, and peace, which is the way that God looks at everything. See, the energy of God is timeless. The energy of, like, we cannot condemn other people no matter what they do. It's not our job. The universe will handle it. Okay. Like, it's not our job to sit around and judge other people. It's just not. The universe will handle these people. But when people take it upon themselves to try to judge somebody and they're not taking into account all of these other things, that's when, you know, people get shot out of the sky, like literally. I feel like for me, judging somebody would be too much. Like, I'm not going to devote my time and energy to that shit because that's too much of me devoting my time and energy to another person that I would want to devote my time and energy to myself. So, like, literally, and to God, allow the universe to do what the universe is going to do. And don't be looking for bad things to happen to people. Just be knowing that these people are going to get what they gave because that's the law of attraction. And nobody's better than another person. I don't care if it's a skin color issue. I don't care if it's a cultural issue. Nobody is better than another person. Okay. The only thing that puts us in a better position than other people is making better choices and thinking better thoughts. But we are not our thoughts. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, you have a whole soul tribe community collaboration that needs you. You can't just be taken out of the game. You can't, like, this is why there's a bigger picture here. And these people don't have the eyes to see that. 10 of Swords. These people are acting like they're the victim when they're really trying to victimize you. That's not cool. You're over here getting an abundant harvest, moving forward, being popular, and being blessed. Too blessed to be stressed. And this person, they're going to jail, them and their kid, for whatever illegal shit this is. These people are going to jail. There's nothing that you can do about that. I feel like leave it to the courts. These pull your energy and your power back from these celebrities that are on these inappropriate files and lists, and they go to islands and do rituals and say, like, God, if I have ever given my energy to anybody that is on this type of shit, please show me the error of my ways so I can pull my energy back. I call my energy and my power back to me. Because, yeah, you guys are on the fast track to getting everything that you want and you desire. And I feel like you're not acting like a victim to your own life. You're taking the creative role seriously and you're moving towards your goals. There's nothing that these people can do about that. They're going to be restricted and imprisoned. And when they're in jail, they're still going to be acting like they're the victim because that's the only lens that they have to look out of. These people really need God. The best thing you could do for your enemies is pray that they find their higher self, that they somehow are put in a situation like being in jail. Just any situation where they're going to have to go within themselves is a blessing. You've already learned that the answers to your problems are not on anything on the outside of you. You also know that the answers to your questions are on the inside of you. So just know that, these people, they're all in trouble because it comes down to their parenting. Why all of these people are going to really, really fail is due to the parenting aspect. But you can't do anything about how other people take care of their children or don't take care of their children. But like I said, if any of you have adult children living with you and they're not your kids and you have to lock your shit up, whoever that was for, reevaluate your own home. Like, don't allow people to just come into your home and take over the shit. Like, you could love someone and want to be with them and still have boundaries with them. And that's not inappropriate. Okay. And, a mother may react and go, oh, but that's my child. But okay. But like, it's not your child. And it's also an adult. I would be like, so what did you do this child's entire life to teach them how to stand on their own 2 feet, how to support themselves, or how to be an adult? What were you doing? You want to take care of them now. You want to give them a free place to live now. And you want me to open up my house to all of this bullshit now. But what were you doing the entire rest of the time of their life? Why are they not able to do their own laundry? Why can't they clean up after themselves? Those are questions that you may just have to ask somebody if you're in that type of situation. All right. Thank you guys for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. Just know that your energy, the truth is out about you, and the truth about these enemies is also out. So remember, you guys, yeah, if you don't push them out of the nest, they never learn to fly. That's such a great allegory, and I love it. It's so true, you guys. Please like the video. So I'm going to talk about 2 books that are really important. The first one is The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN. Advanced Intuitive Living Workbook. And this is the book that I will tell you, I've always been psychic, but I didn't have that spiritual connection because I was like in religion as a child and growing up and stuff. And so I wish that I could have had access to this information when I was a child and going through all these psychic and astral and spiritual experiences. Like literally, things would have made sense. But there's 3 techniques in this book that are life-changing. Well, there's so many more. This book will teach you how to meditate, all these different things. But the first one is the God technique, which allows you to shift out of your ego vibration so that you can look out through the eyes of your higher self. And it's a big consciousness shift, a big change in energy. When I first started doing it, it felt like the distance between me and my higher self was like this. The more that I do it, it just gets littler and littler and littler. The second technique is the joy versus anger technique, which gives you a yes and no answering system. So you have an open communication with God all the time. Because my life before, I was asking questions, should I go here? Should I do that? Should I eat this? Was chaos. And so I would have a lot of negative experiences, which helped me move towards the positive ones. But I could have avoided a lot of trauma and drama had I not, had I had this book in my life then. So ever since this book, I've avoided many, many tragedies and many horrible things because I ask yes and no questions of, should I go there? Should I do this? Should I invest in that? Okay. And it's saved my life more times than I can count. And then the third technique is the mind technique, which you use the joy versus anger technique, the yes and no answering system, so that you can start questioning your belief systems, so that you can start using the mind like the tool that it is to release the beliefs that are pulling in the same experiences. And this book is a cheat code to spirituality. It is the fastest track. There's many doors in the mansion that you can go down. You could go down the avenue of any type of religion, and that would just be a much slower, longer path. This is like the cheat code path. This is like the cheat code to, and it's not really cheating, but it's just knowing about your real self as God. And the more that you tap into that your higher self, the more you will become that perfect aspect of you that is unconditional love, joy, and peace. It says there is a dichotomy in the world of God. Beliefs and tools are needed until they are not, to be discussed later. Yeah. The sun is going to rise tomorrow, whether you believe it is or not. You can release the beliefs and still have, like, the thing is sometimes our expectations and our beliefs colorize the creation, and it taints it, so that we're expecting a certain type of situation, and the universe usually has something even better than what we could imagine ourselves in store for us if we would just release the beliefs and the expectations that we're putting on the world and on ourselves. So yeah, This book is great, you guys. You are God having this experience, not an extension or a part of. You are God, not existing in the fullness, but God no less. Check this book out, you guys. The Truth of God by Michael Stedman, Advanced Intuitive Living. The link to it's in the description box below. And then for those of you that are wanting to learn to read your own cards, I have written Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, and it works with the original Rider-Waite deck, Ryderwaite. Okay. And I would go ahead and invest and get the one that's got the words on it when you're learning to read your own cards, because it's just going to be easier than having to flip through a pamphlet to get the definition. But yeah, so I'm going to read from the Lovers Tarot Card Spread. Let's see. I'm going to read position 4, the woman, Lilith, or Eve. This card placement will reveal your connection to the planet Venus. This card shows your compatibility with your divine feminine goddess self. The first woman, Lilith, was created from the earth at the same time as Adam, her twin flame. This card placement can reveal how connected you are with either Lilith or Eve. And again, Lilith is not in Catholic canon. Lilith is in Jewish. It's in the Torah and in other canons. Oh, it's in the Book of Enoch as well, I think, which I think is such, oh my God, the Book of Enoch should have been included. But yeah, so the first woman, Lilith, was created from the earth at the same time as Adam, her twin flame. This card placement will reveal how connected you are to either Lilith or Eve. Eve was the soulmate that God created for Adam when Lilith recited the secret name of God, grew wings, and flew away from the Garden of Eden. How innocent and naive you are will show up in the card that you pull for this spot. If you have any mother wounds, that could be revealed to you in the card for this position. If you pull the Empress card for this position, you will know that you are a child of Lilith and Adam. If you pull the Lovers card for this position, you are a child of Eve and Adam. This card position can reveal to you how aligned you are with the Lilith moon astrological placement, which is something that's in your birth chart. Position 5, the man and Adam. This card position will reveal to you how in alignment you are with your divine masculine energies. You can see how integrated you are with the planet Mars. If you pull the Emperor for this card position, you will know that you are a direct descendant of Adam and in alignment with divine masculinity of your higher self. If you pull the Lovers card for this position, you can know that you are meant to be a husband and that you have a sacred soul contract available to you. And I'll read position 7, the Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil. This card represents any forbidden hidden fruits of one's own nature that are not tolerated by the self. This card can reveal a side to your love partner that you were unaware of. If they're feeling emotionally wounded or blocked, that may show up here. If your lover is not faithful, you may pick up on that for the card that you pull for this position. Through digesting judgments, one actively dines on forbidden fruit, condemning themselves in the process of awakening. Wow. If you are eating your feelings, such as anger, which is your own poison, then it can be shown here as well. Position 8, Yggdrasil, the Tree of Life. This card position shows you where your life is bearing fruit. This can be related to creating your own family. This card shows you how one actively dines on the fruit of the divine and obtains everlasting life. The immortal aspect of the soul may show through the card that you pull for this position. You will be able to see the fruits of your love manifest tenfold here for the card that you pull for this position. If you pull the 10 of Cups for this position, it could indicate that you're entering a period of contentment and that your family is healing at this time. Okay, and then the Lovers Tarot card spell is just a manifestation technique that you do with God and the Holy Spirit. This is to draw love into one's life. They're all things that you do for yourself. It doesn't include anybody else. And the Chariot tarot card spell is to remove obstacles. The Strength is to become stronger. The Hermit is to find one's inner light. The Wheel of Fortune is to manifest good fortune. The Justice is to create justice against those that thought that they got away with it. The Hangman is to sacrifice things that are no longer serving you. The Temperance is to manifest with Archangel Michael. I invoke, draw in, and evoke, draw out the sacred blue flame, the will of God of Archangel Michael. I call upon Saint Michael the Archangel to bless and protect me, my family, and my home. I give you permission to intercede on my behalf and on the behalf of my loved ones. Please come to my space and help me to clear my energy. So that's like the type, that's a structured prayer. I ask that the divine Holy Spirit of God bless this sacred salt through me. You'll do a ritual with the waters of temperance. Okay. which is basically creating holy water. And then in the back of the book, I've created a compendium of knowledge of what the different when you get major arcana cards coming out next to each other, what those could mean. So I'm going to read. I think I'm going to read from the Lovers. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, the Lovers Tarot card is a positive card to pull, but when it is in the reverse, it warns one of a bad choice in love life that has been made. When the Lovers is upright, you can expect the coming together of two individuals who are divinely connected to one another, such as a soulmate, twin flame, or karmic relationship or partnership. If the Lovers comes out before the Star Tarot card, you can expect to have a relationship that is in the public view. Get ready for paparazzi because a famous love life is coming your way. If you pull the Lovers with the Emperor, it means that the masculine energy coming in is a CEO, boss, daddy, wealthy, intelligent, mature, bold, courageous, and kind. If you pull the Lovers and then pull the Nine of Swords or the Ten of Swords, it would be a big warning that the person that you are having a partnership with is going to cause you great grief and karma. If you pull the Lovers and the Nine of Wands, it means that you are scared because of a past relationship that didn't work out. If the Nine of Wands comes out before the Lovers, it could indicate that the partner that you are with could end up emotionally scarring you in the future. If you pull the Lovers and then the Two of Swords together, it means that you are healing from heartbreak and that you have a heart wall up. I'm going to explain what a heart wall is for those of you that don't know it. When I was working in the metaphysical store and serving the general public, I would have people come in all of the times and almost all of the time, at least one person a day, and they would have a heart wall up. Okay, so heart walls are put up almost as a reaction to a traumatic event. In our minds or hearts, we say, who that really hurts. Whoa, that really hurts. Yeah, it could be a person. We go, whew, that really hurts. I don't think that I want to experience that again. I am keeping that out. Then a wall is created, and that wall will allow in the experiences that are on the lower compatibility spectrum. With a wall up, the good experiences cannot get through to you. This is why it is very important to be aware if you are blocking yourself in your love life, because with a heart wall, that is exactly how you block that. And not only the heart wall, you put it up, it may be in relation to a relationship, but you put it up and you forget to take the thing down. And all it does is it keeps the wounds inside of you so that you don't release anything and heal. And then it keeps the good from coming in. And so nobody wants that. But it doesn't just affect that one aspect of your life. It affects how you receive on every aspect of your life. That's why some people they put a heart wall up as a child and they feel that they need to keep people at a distance. And so they're not open to receiving from the universe. It says if you pull the Lovers and the Eight of Swords, it could indicate that a lover or a romantic partner may be going to jail. If the Lovers comes out with the Justice Tarot card, it is a warning not to cross this woman or man that you are dealing with. When you pull the Last Judgment Tarot card with the Lovers, it indicates that your love life is up under judgment for some sort of sin relating to sex or sexual relationships. If you pull the Lovers and the Sun Tarot card, it means that your love will flourish and grow. When you pull the World and the Lovers in the same tarot card spread, it means that your love will impact the world and that you have a bigger mission when it comes to love and how you interact with the world. When you pull the Ten of Cups with the Lovers, it means that the wishes for your love life will come true and that you will have a fairy tale romance. When you pull the Lovers card and the Devil's card, it could indicate that you are dealing with a succubus or an incubus demon. It could also mean that you are dealing with a cambion, which is a mix between a human and a sex demon. Yes, they do exist. It could indicate dark sexual drives and perversions, sexual addiction, and substance abuse. Also, it could indicate that sex magic is being done on you or your lover. If you pull the Lover's card and then pull the Death card, it can indicate that a lover may pass, or it could mean that something in your love life will end. If the Death card was pulled before the Lover's tarot card, it would relate to the past ending of a partnership. If you pull the Lover's card and then pull the Seven of Cups, it could indicate that someone is using spell work on you, which is the Delusions card. So it just keeps going on and on and on with all the different combinations. You guys get it, though. Check these books out, you guys. Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. The link to that's in the description box below. And The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN, Advanced Intuitive Living. The link to that is in the description box below. And the Rider-Waite deck, Ryderwaite tarot deck. I would say the Rider-Waite. I would search Rider-Waite deck with interpretations on the card. That way you're not having to you can just read what's on the card and you're not having to flip through a book. That's my best advice. And again, you can use Visago tarot card spreads and spells. You can use the spells and the spreads as many times as you want, limitlessly, literally. And it's going to unveil new truth from you every time that you do that. I also get that if you're wanting to learn to read for other people, this book is a huge guide when it comes to having like a cheat code to tarot. So yeah, you can use the yes and no answering systems with any of the positions to see if you're in alignment or not with any of the positions in Visago tarot card spreads and spell. So yeah, you can use the yes and no answering system. But if you do get the truth of God, you could use the joy versus anger technique and be asking additional questions while you're pulling the cards and be getting more information. Okay. All right, you guys. I love you so much. Thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking the video. Tap the notification bell. Make sure you're subscribed. Hype the video if you guys can. Share this content. Tell other people about it. Remember, I have another platform called ASTRAEA Love, ASTRAEA LOVE. And on that platform, I do take $20 super chats per question. But on this one, I do have links to PayPal and Cash App. If you ever have a question, I would do it at the beginning of the reading, which will give us some time to address your question, okay? All right, you guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Watch all of the readings on both platforms. Each reading is going to hold an Easter egg of personal knowledge for you to decode, and that's going to help you with your spiritual journey and help you with your progression. All right. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for spending your time with me. God bless you. Peace be with you, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye.